Administration making affordability a key talking point this holiday season as a new report shows 5 key signs of a healthy economy. Axios reporting unemployment's low. Artificial intelligence investments are starting to pay off. Financial markets are roaring. Middle income households making more than ever. And some may argue this, but they are reporting that interest rates really aren't that high, frankly. We want to bring in Marks Group CEO and small business expert Gene Marks for the conversation. You know what? I always say it's this way. If energy costs are low, or at least lower, people tend to feel a little bit better. They haven't really dropped as much as I thought they might. And yet, I think in terms of the overall feel, not so bad. What do you say, Gene?
Yeah, it's not so bad at all, Kevin. In fact, energy costs still are the lowest that we've seen over the past few years. They've gone down during the Trump administration. And you're absolutely right. I mean, they not only have an impact at the pump, when you're filling up your car, but they impact utility bills. And listen, oil, natural gas, these go into core costs that a lot of businesses need to make their products. And those costs have come down this year. So I think that's a really good thing. We hear a lot about inflation as well, Kevin. But, if you look at the average historical inflation between 1950 and 2020, average inflation was about 3.5%. This year, it's running at about 3%. And if you look at payroll data that comes from companies like ADP, they're showing that most Americans and their data are making, have had raises this year anywhere between 4.5% and 6.7%. Even Paycheck says that hourly workers are keeping up with inflation as well. All of this kind of leads me into feeling fairly optimistic about the holiday shopping season. So we will see.
Yeah, and listen, let's be honest about it. When you're coming out of a government shutdown, a lot of people are hanging on to their purse strings, especially those who were impacted by that. So that may actually shade holiday shopping just a bit. And yet, I think if you've been to the malls recently, if you're out there tomorrow for Black Friday, I think we may learn quite a bit. Let me ask you, though, and press down just a bit on energy costs. There has been a suggestion that, yes, gas prices are a little bit lower, but not nearly as low as I think some people thought they might be, given the amount of production that we have from an oil perspective. The Trump administration's really done an amazing job in developing and producing more oil, and yet I haven't really seen a massive difference in the price of the pump. Do you think that changes here in the next, say, 3 to 6 months?
I have to say something. I kind of hope it doesn't change that much, Kevin. And I'll tell you the reason why. Right now, oil price per barrel is a little bit elevated from what it used to be. I mean, they try and shoot for a little bit lower. But remember, oil is a commodity, Kevin, and it's used around the world. It is not something that the president of the United States can fully control, despite how much production that he gives. But, when you have certain level of gas prices and oil prices, it means an expanding economy. It means an expanding global economy as well.
That's right.
We don't want oil prices to be too low because that's an indicate that there's less of a demand for that needed commodity. So I think the prices right now are not so bad. I hope they stay the same as where they are. But listen, those kinds of increases, if they were to occur, to me are an indication that we're seeing even growth in the economy going forward, not only here, but also around the world. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, we'll check that out, obviously, especially as the president gets deeper into his second term. About 30 seconds left. Want to get a little political here. When the president makes the argument about affordability, that seems to be the resonant issue for most voters. Do you expect that will continue to be that way as we look into 2026 and beyond?
I think it will be, but I think the situation is going to get a lot better for most voters. We are still struggling to get our arms around higher grocery store prices, higher restaurant prices, all because of the pandemic. And we're just getting our arms around that. But like I said before, Kevin, I mean, salaries, both for hourly and salaried workers from the 2 biggest payroll companies in the country, we're keeping well ahead of what inflation is. And like you had reported earlier, the markets themselves have been strong as well. So I really am seeing, the future with inflation staying at around 3%. The affordability issue, I think, is going to become less and less of an issue in the next year or so.
Yeah, keep inflation stable, more revenue thanks to the tariffs and other revenue sources. And, oh, yeah, by the way, when there's a new Fed chair, perhaps in 2026, the rates might creep down just a bit more, which I think will make a lot of people happy. Maybe not everybody, but make me happy. Great to see you, my friend.
Let's
Thanks
get those mortgage rates down.
That's right. Get them back down. Maybe not 2%, but I'll take, 4, 3.5. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate your time today. Julie.
All right. Something to talk about at the Thanksgiving table.